Before we dive into our main story, it's worth taking a moment to appreciate the rich tapestry of Greek mythology. This ancient world, filled with tales of heroism, treachery, love, and despair, has been a wellspring of inspiration for countless generations. It has shaped Western culture in ways that are still evident today. From our literature and arts to our understanding of the human condition. Imagine, if you will, the bustling city-states of ancient Greece. At the heart of their society was the belief in a pantheon of divine beings, each with their unique characteristics and domains. Zeus, the king of the gods, ruled over the sky and thunder. Poseidon, his brother, commanded the sea and earthquakes. Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare, was the patroness of the city of Athens. In addition to these gods and goddesses, the myths of ancient Greece were populated by a host of heroes like Hercules, the son of Zeus known for his incredible strength, and Odysseus, the wily hero of the epic Odyssey. Then there were the creatures too, the fierce Minotaur, part bull and part man, the beautiful but deadly sirens whose enchanting song lured sailors to their doom, and the mighty Cyclops, a race of one-eyed giants. These myths weren't just stories, they were the Greeks' way of making sense of the world around them. They explained the mysteries of nature, the complexities of human behavior, and the consequences of hubris, excessive pride or self-confidence. They were lessons, warnings, and tales of caution. Among these myriad tales, one that stands out as a stark reminder of the dangers of overreaching ambition is the story of Daedalus and his son Icarus. Daedalus, a master craftsman known throughout the Greek world, and Icarus, a young boy full of curiosity and adventurous spirit, find themselves at the center of a tale that is as tragic as it is timeless. One of these tales, a story of ingenuity and hubris, is that of the master craftsman Daedalus and his son Icarus. Their story, filled with hope, despair, and a tragic fall from grace, serves as a potent reminder of the dangers of flying too close to the sun. Daedalus, our story's central figure, was a man of extraordinary talent and intellect. From the vibrant city of Athens he emerged, wielding skills that transcended the ordinary. His fingers danced over marble, wood, and metal, breathing life into them, and his mind wove tales in the fabric of innovation. His name was synonymous with mastery, a craftsman without equal, and his creations were the marvels of his time. Daedalus's reputation echoed through the halls of power, catching the attention of King Minos of Crete. The king, entranced by Daedalus's skill, enticed him to his court, promising wealth and prestige. Daedalus, drawn by the allure of new challenges, willingly entered the service of the king. In the heart of Crete, Daedalus found his greatest challenge yet. The monstrous Minotaur, half man, half bull, born of a queen's folly and a god's wrath, was a terror that needed to be contained. A prison was needed, but not just any prison. A prison that was as much a puzzle as it was a cage. A prison that was a testament to the cunning of its creator and the madness of its prisoner. Thus, the labyrinth was born. A maze so intricate and complex, a marvel of engineering that even its creator would struggle to navigate its winding paths and deceptive dead ends. It was a creation that transcended architectural prowess, a testament to Daedalus's unmatched intellect and craftsmanship. But every creation casts a shadow, and so did the labyrinth. Its construction was a secret too valuable to be shared, a knowledge too dangerous to be free. King Minos, fearing the spread of this secret, made a drastic decision. The master craftsman and his son Icarus found themselves prisoners within a tower, the irony of their predicament as bitter as the Aegean salt. But every action has consequences, and Daedalus soon found himself, along with his son Icarus, imprisoned in a tower to prevent the secret of the labyrinth from spreading. Trapped, Daedalus refused to succumb to despair. Instead, he turned to his greatest asset, his boundless creativity. So, what does a master craftsman do when faced with a prison with no doors? He creates his own. Our story continues in the confines of the labyrinth, where Daedalus, the ingenious artisan, hatched an audacious plan. He began to collect feathers, the discarded treasures of the birds that flew freely outside his prison. Day by day, feather by feather, a plan began to form in his mind, a plan as daring as it was dangerous. With painstaking precision, Daedalus started to craft wings, large wings for himself and smaller ones for his young son Icarus. Using the feathers and binding them together with wax, he created something that resembled the wings of a bird. A pair of wings that, he hoped, would carry them over the sea and towards freedom. As the wings took shape, Daedalus turned to Icarus, instructing him on their use. He laid out the dangers clearly. Fly not too low, lest the sea's dampness clog your wings. Fly not too high, lest the sun's heat melt the wax. It was a delicate balance, a path that needed to be treaded with caution. Icarus, filled with awe and excitement, nodded his understanding. The thought of flying, of escaping their prison, filled him with a sense of anticipation. He looked at his father, the man who had managed to turn feathers and wax into a means of escape, with newfound admiration. And so, with the labyrinth beneath them and the open sky above, Daedalus and Icarus prepared for their flight. The wings, once just an idea born out of desperation, had become their only chance at freedom. The time had come to test their craft and courage. With a father's caution to his eager son, the two took flight, soaring above the sea and towards freedom. The labyrinth, their prison, was left behind, as they embarked on a journey that would etch their names into the annals of mythology forever. As they flew, Icarus, intoxicated by the thrill of flight, ignored his father's warnings. The sky was their canvas, and they, the artists, painting strokes of freedom with their wings. Yet, in the midst of this euphoria, a dark shadow began to creep. Icarus, young and brash, became enamored with the sun, the radiant celestial body that hung high above them. It was a siren's call, a beacon of light that beckoned him towards it, and so Icarus ascended, higher and higher, drawn by the allure of the sun's golden glow. Oblivious to the danger that lurked, he flew closer, his heart pounding with exhilaration, his mind filled with the intoxicating taste of rebellion. But alas, the sun showed no mercy to the ignorant. Its scorching heat bore down upon Icarus, a relentless and unforgiving force. The wax that held his wings together began to soften, to melt. Icarus, once soaring high above the world, now found himself in a perilous situation. His wings, the very symbol of his freedom, started to disintegrate, the feathers fluttering away like the last vestiges of his defiance. As the realization of his folly dawned upon him, Icarus desperately tried to reverse his ascent, but it was too late. His wings, now just a skeletal framework, were no match for the mighty pull of gravity, and with a heart-wrenching scream that echoed across the sky, Icarus plummeted towards the sea. His fall was as swift as his rise had been, a tragic end to a flight of fancy. Daedalus, the master craftsman, could only watch in despair as his son, his beloved Icarus, plunged into the swirling depths of the sea, lost to the world, lost to him. The joy of their escape was now marred by the sting of loss, the pain of a lesson learned too late. In his hubris, Icarus had ignored his father's wisdom and paid the ultimate price. The tale of Daedalus and Icarus is one of the most enduring in Greek mythology. It's a story that encapsulates the potent blend of human ingenuity and ambition, and the tragic downfall that can follow when those qualities are left unchecked. Daedalus, the master craftsman, brilliantly conceived the wings that would provide escape from their prison. Icarus, driven by the thrill of flight, disobeyed his father's warnings and soared too close to the sun, meeting his tragic end in the sea. This tale has left a deep imprint on Greek mythology and beyond, serving as a potent reminder of the dangers of hubris and the importance of understanding our limitations. It showcases the brilliance of human invention and yet warns us of the perils of overreaching our bounds. It's a narrative that continues to resonate today, encouraging humility and respect for the natural order of things. Through the tale of Daedalus and Icarus, Greek mythology warns us of the dangers of hubris and the importance of respecting the limits of human capabilities.